Welcome to Orcon Next, where we're asking interesting people what's up and what's ahead for the year to come. Today, we're dropping some science with the head of physics at Auckland University, new insights from the World Internet Project, and the Science Communicator of the Year.
My name's Philippa Smith from AET University. I'm the research manager and one of the researchers on the World Internet Project.
I'm Richard Easther. I'm a particle physicist. I work at the University of Auckland, where I'm the head of the physics department. And my science is about figuring out how the Big Bang worked and how we can tell the difference between different versions of the Big Bang.
Hi, my name is Siouxsie Wiles and I'm a scientist. So I'm a microbiologist, which means I'm really interested in small things like bacteria and viruses. And I have a research group at the University of Auckland, and what we do is we make nasty bacteria glow in the dark.
With the developing technology related to the internet, really the research is exploding everywhere. There's so much to look at.
It's the first time in human history we've been able to look out into the sky and figure out the global properties of the universe and measure them with real precision.
So one of the experiments I'm most excited about is done by a man called Richard Easther in America. 25 years ago, he started 12 flasks of E. coli growing. They now have this fossil record of E. coli. And they've learnt all sorts of things, like the bacteria are growing faster, and also that they've picked up new ways of picking up nutrients from their environment.
In particular, we're really interested in the digital divides that exist. Now, when I talk about digital divides, that can relate to age, it can relate to income, it can relate to ability or people's disability. How are people being effective? And hopefully by looking at these areas, we can highlight how governments, how organisations can make a difference, and that we can have a more equal playing field for internet users across New Zealand.
And I have two big projects. What we're doing is evolution experiments in a much more complicated way. We're doing them of an organism that causes disease during disease. So we've spent 6 months getting this bacteria evolving and finding some really amazing things. So we'll spend the next year figuring out what on earth has happened, how has it evolved these traits, and what are they. So the other project is more about science communication. So I've been making these animations about bioluminescence, so things that glow in the dark, creatures like fireflies and glowworms, and how scientists like me use light in their research. So we're going to make some more of these animations and a website to put them all on, and then some little mini documentaries that will sort of delve a bit more into the science behind it, and interview some of the scientists who work on these kinds of things.
People don't talk about science much in New Zealand, and I'd like them to talk about it more. We've got a bunch of plans and schemes for ways of making science more visible and more exciting, not just for students at the University of Auckland, but for people in Auckland and people in New Zealand. And I'm hoping to be making a couple of interesting things happen in Auckland over 2014. So watch this space.
Okay, well, I've got something really interesting to show you, because with our 2013 survey, one of the most interesting things was that 7 out of 10 New Zealanders using the internet were using handheld or mobile devices, which is showing you that New Zealanders can use the internet anytime, anywhere. They don't have to be stuck home behind a desk in front of a desktop PC.
What I've got here is a map of the sky, and it's not a normal map of the sky because there are no stars and galaxies in this map, but it's a map of the sky that tells us how hot the sky is at each point in space. But by looking at this pattern, we can figure out all sorts of things about the universe. We can figure out how fast it's expanding, we can figure out how old it is, we can figure out what the universe is made of, how much dark matter there is, how much regular matter, how much of this weird stuff called dark energy that's making the universe expand faster today than it was yesterday, by being able to take this map apart in lots of cunning ways.
So this here is a little 3D printed model of a squid. It's called the Hawaiian bobtail squid, and it has an amazing relationship with a bacteria that it uses as an invisibility cloak to stop it from casting a shadow while it's hunting. Now, the studies of the bacteria showed that they only turn on their light when they reach a critical population size, that they're essentially talking to each other. And this discovery led scientists to find that bacteria communicate with each other to turn on all sorts of genes, to cause disease, to have sex. And this means that scientists are now trying to find ways of interfering with that communication to stop them from causing disease.